Ayun, magandang gabi po mga kababayan. Isa pong napakagandang balita na naman, no? Dahil habang abala po yung mga anti-government sa paninira sa ating Pangulo, sa ating weak president daw, ay abala din ang ating Pangulo sa pagpapalakas ng ating depensa. No? Depensang pangloob at depensang panglabas. Lalong-lalo na dyan sa problema natin o sigalot natin with China dyan sa West Philippine Sea. At ngayon nga ay doon sa una nating content na BrahMos missile na galing India ay mayroon din pong plano o may mga ibibigay din po ang US na mga HIMARS. Ito po yung tinatawag na high mobility artillery rocket system. So ngayon, after po ng missile, ay ngayon ay rocket system naman. So tingnan natin mga kababayan kung ano ba itong rocket system nito at gaano ba ito kahalaga sa ating depensa, no? At bilang magiging makabagong kagamitan ng ating armed forces of the Philippines. Ito po.
The United States reportedly gave the green light for the sale of 12 units of HIMARS MLRS to the Philippine Army because the relationship between the United States and the Philippines is very well established, and HIMARS MLRS has been sent to the Philippines several times to conduct joint exercises. With the cancellation of the delivery of 22 Koreong MLRS from South Korea, the Philippine Army moved quickly to find a replacement. The latest news is that the Philippine Army is eyeing at least 12 units of M142 HIMARS MLRS as a replacement. The problem this time is whether the Philippine Army can acquire the HIMARS MLRS because the units are very expensive.
Mahal.
Are there other options from the United States, such as installments or using other agreements, so that this project can continue? The Philippines is looking to acquire new missile systems to modernize its army's capabilities as the country's military shifts to a territorial defense posture. The Philippine Army aims to get its own set of better and more sophisticated multiple launch rocket systems after witnessing the capabilities of the US-made ones during the recent iteration of Exercise Balikatan 2023. This move comes as the entire Philippine Armed Forces gear itself into external defense, in which artillery plays a significant role in coastal defense, aside from shore-based missile systems and ground-based air defense systems. Plans to acquire advanced missile systems such as the American HIMARS MLRS were highlighted by Philippine Army Chief Romeo Bronner during the 125th anniversary ceremony of the Army Artillery Regiment. The regiment's ambitious plans come as Manila enters Horizon 3 this year, the final phase of the armed forces of the Philippines' 15-year modernization program. The Philippine Army aspires to get its own advanced multiple-launched rocket system for its own use, as having such a platform helps augment other artillery units that the organization has in its inventory, whereby a certain type of this system sought success in a conflict that took place in the eastern part of Europe. This aspiration comes as just one of many things that the armed forces of the Philippines see into interest as it puts up its Horizon 3 acquisition lineup. As the recent iterations of Exercise Balikatan took place recently, so does the ever-increasing sight of the military hardware deployed by participating United States troops as they take part in the exercise, whereby they showcase the firepower that they possess before an ally like the Philippines, whose capabilities are also increasing no thanks to the ongoing AFP modernization program as pushed by the top leadership within the Philippine military. Such daily occurrence of live fire exercise of the U.S. military weaponry gives insight into the capabilities that are to the liking of the Philippine military top brass that are worth considering for the firepower that it needs to take as part of the government's push into external defense, whereby artillery units like a multiple-launched rocket system or MLRS plays a role into this approach, in a manner that is likely equated to the BrahMos shore-based anti-ship missiles of the Philippine Marine Corps or the Spider ground-based air defense system of the Philippine Air Force. With the looming threat in the country's external defense issues gets growing each day, it is just appropriate for all the branches within the armed forces of the Philippines to try to get hands on whatever sophisticated military hardware the defense industrial market offers, as these tools came as an essential necessity for the country to secure its national sovereignty while cooperating with like-minded allies and partners like Japan, Australia, and the United States. Naval
Very
News
good.
reached out to Colin Coe, a research fellow at the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies in Singapore, for his thoughts on what the procurement of HIMARS means for the Philippine Army. In today's context, especially given what we saw in the war in Ukraine,
Yes.
clearly having multiple launch rocket artillery systems becomes increasingly vital. HIMARS is a precision rocket artillery system that's going to serve as a force multiplier for the Philippine Army, which, in many respects, is considered a small force. In other words, where the Philippine Army is deficient in terms of mass manpower and hardware, HIMARS may offset this disadvantage by providing precision firepower.
Kaya kayo dyan, ayaw nyo ng Task Force LCAC? Sige, hindi lang po ito sa West Philippine Sea gagamitin. Gagamitin din sa inyo, mga komunista at terorista. Kaya, Pangulong BBM. PBBM lang ang sakalang. Tahimik, pero tahimik din na nagpapalakas. Pinapalakas ang depensa ng ating bansa. Ito yung sinasabi ng Pangulo na mas marami ang gawa kaysa ngawa. Kaya kayong mga vloggers na walang ginawa kundi siraan ang ating Pangulo, pikit mata na lang kayo. Dahil ang Pangulo namin ay tahimik na nagtatrabaho para sa kauunlad at ikabubuti ng ating bansa. Pwede nating sabihin na parang gusto nang ibalik ng ating Pangulo ang lakas ng Pilipinas sa Asia. Katulad ng kapanahunan ng kanyang ama. Imagine, meron tayong BrahMos missile, meron tayong mga rocket system, meron tayong mga iniwan ni PRRD ng mga jet fighters, helicopters, attack helicopters. Siyempre, hindi natin kakalimutan yung mga nagawa ng ating dating Pangulo na si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Siya yung naging catalyst. Siya nagpasimula itong talagang totoo at makatotohanan ng pagbabago, pagpapaunlad ng ating kasundaluhan at mga armas ng ating mga kasundaluhan. Ito, tingnan nyo naman mga kababayan. Nakikita lang natin ang mga armas na ito sa mga gera sa ibang bansa, katulad ng mga Afghanistan, Ukraine, in Russia, in Hamas versus Israel. So, salamat po Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Dahil muli mong ibinabalik ang pagiging Tiger of Asia ng ating bansa pagdating sa hukbong sandatahan. Again, mga buzzers, hanggang ano lang kayo, hanggang basta lang kayo, pero hindi nyo masisira ang konsentrasyon ng aming Pangulo para ilagay sa tama ang ating bansa mula sa ekonomiya hanggang sa ating mga sandata para ipagtanggol ang ating mga teritoryo, lalong-lalo na dyan sa West Philippine Sea. No? Lahat kayo kumontra sa nais ng ating Pangulo sa mga estratehiya na ginagawa ng ating gobyerno. Pero isa lang naman ang nais ng ating Pangulo at ng kanyang mga gabinete at ng ating gobyerno. No? Ang hindi maagaw o makuha ang mga isla na pilit na inaangkin ng China. Kaya naman, mahal na Pangulo, ipagpatuloy po ninyo ang pagpapalakas sa ating depensa at pagpapalakas sa ating sandatahang lakas. So yun lamang po mga kababayan, sana ay suportahan natin ang ating Pangulo. Magandang gabi po at salamat.